The judge's gavel hasn't even struck, and already the air feels heavy. A storm of years of silence, jealousy, and broken promises waiting to explode. Kody's eyes dart between the wives. Robyn's trembling, Christine won't look up, and Janelle? She's done holding back. They walked into that courtroom as a family, but they'll walk out as strangers. The echo of footsteps against polished marble feels like ghosts, retracing old wounds. Cameras aren't allowed inside, but the world is still watching. Every whispered rumor, every clipped headline, every silent stare between them. Janelle sits on the far left, hands clasped so tightly her knuckles turn white. Her ring finger is bare. Across the aisle, Kody adjusts his tie. Too tight? Too forced? The same way he adjusted his life to fit 4 wives and 1,000 unspoken resentments. Christine's eyes stay on the floor. Robyn's tears come early, but even they seem rehearsed. And Mary's face is unreadable, carved from years of endurance. The judge hasn't entered yet. The clock ticks like a metronome of tension. No one speaks, but everyone remembers. For years, they were America's polygamous dream, smiling through chaos, promising love through equal time and endless patience. But under those pastel smiles lived storms no camera ever caught. Janelle used to think she could handle it all. The late nights, the shared holidays, the invisible competition. Until love turned into an equation she could no longer solve. It wasn't jealousy that broke her. It was exhaustion. Voice softens. She remembers the last dinner, the one before everything changed. The table was crowded, laughter brittle. Kody sat at the head, talking about new plans, new homes, new beginnings. Robyn agreed with every word. Christine's fork barely moved, and Janelle stared at the empty chair next to her, the one he never seemed to fill anymore. That night, she didn't argue. She just left her plate unfinished. Sometimes silence is louder than any fight. Now, that silence echoes through this courtroom. Today isn't about divorce papers or property. It's about truth. And the truth has teeth. Kody's lawyer flips through a folder with confidence, but Janelle's attorney, a quiet woman with steel in her eyes, slides a single photograph onto the table. Kody's expression flickers. Confusion, then fear. The photo isn't scandalous. It's simple. Kody and Robyn outside a notary office signing documents no one else knew about. The room seems to tilt. Christine's eyes widen. Mary finally looks up. What documents? Janelle's voice cuts through the tension, calm but sharp. Kody hesitates. It was financial protection, he says, his voice cracking just enough to betray the lie. But the truth hits faster than the gavel. Kody transferred family assets, the shared property they all worked for, into a private trust under Robyn's name. Gasps ripple. Janelle doesn't flinch. She already knew, but she needed everyone else to see. For years, she stayed because she believed the marriage wasn't just about love. It was about faith, unity, and the promise of building something eternal. But eternal doesn't mean fair. Eternal doesn't mean blind. She remembers lying awake night after night, wondering when family became favoritism and when faith became an excuse for control. Sometimes love isn't lost. It's stolen, piece by piece, while you're busy pretending everything's okay. The courtroom grows colder. Even the judge's chair seems distant. Robyn wipes her eyes, whispering, "He didn't mean to hide it." But Janelle's voice, steady, anchored, replies, "He didn't mean to tell us either." Christine stands, her voice trembling but fierce. "You promised us equality. You built this life on that promise." Kody's jaw tightens. "You don't understand." "Then explain it," Janelle interrupts. Silence. Just the hum of the air conditioner, the scratch of pens. That's when the judge finally enters. An older woman with tired eyes. She looks over the file, glances at the family, and sighs. "This isn't just a marriage case," she says quietly. "This is a legacy falling apart." The courtroom isn't a stage, it's a mirror. And today, every reflection hurts. Janelle's thoughts drift to her children. How do you explain to them that love can turn into paperwork? That the man who once called you his forever could reduce your worth to a line item? She looks at Christine, and for a moment, they share something unspoken. Solidarity born from betrayal. Robyn shifts, uneasy. Mary fidgets with her ring. Kody won't meet anyone's eyes. And as testimony begins, the truth starts unraveling, one statement at a time. A witness takes the stand. A family friend, someone who's seen it all. They talk about private arguments, hidden bank accounts, broken trust. Every word feels like a nail sealing the coffin of a family that once preached unity. Janelle's lawyer leans close. "Stay calm," she whispers. But Janelle doesn't move. She's past the point of panic. This isn't about revenge. It's about freedom. Sometimes the bravest thing a woman can do is sit still and let the truth speak for her. As the day drags on, the air grows heavier. The judge calls for recess. Everyone stands, except Janelle. She stays seated, staring at the empty witness chair, lost in the echo of everything she's lost. She whispers to herself, maybe love was never meant to be shared. But just as she stands to leave, her lawyer stops her. "You might want to see this," she says, sliding over another file. New evidence. Inside, a private message sent months before the separation. From Kody to someone Janelle never expected. Not Robyn, not Mary. Someone outside the circle. A woman he'd been confiding in about starting fresh. Janelle's breath catches. It's not just betrayal now. It's erasure. The hallway outside the courtroom is silent, save for the hum of fluorescent lights. Christine walks up beside her. "You okay?" Janelle exhales slowly. "No, but I will be." Christine nods. "Then let's make sure he never does this again." They walk together down the hall, side by side. Not as sister wives anymore, but as survivors of the same lie. Sometimes the end of a marriage isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of self-respect. As they reach the door, a voice calls from behind. Kody's lawyer. "Mrs. Brown," she says. "You might want to be here tomorrow." A new witness has come forward. Janelle turns, her heartbeat loud in her ears. "Who?" The lawyer hesitates. "Someone from your past." Janelle's face hardens. "Then tomorrow," she says, "we stop pretending." Camera fades. Narrator soft, final beat. The door closes behind her. The hallway light flickers once, then steadies. Tomorrow, the real storm begins. Stay till the end. Because what happens next will change how you see every marriage in this family. The next morning, the courtroom feels colder, sharper. As if the air itself knows something is about to break. Janelle steps in wearing the same calm expression as yesterday, but inside her stomach twists. Christine walks beside her, silent but firm, while Robyn and Kody sit on the opposite bench, avoiding each other's gaze. The judge arrives. Everyone rises. Court is now in session. Kody's lawyer clears her throat. "Your Honor, the defense would like to call its next witness, Ms. Nancy Whitmore." The name hits like a shockwave. Janelle freezes. Christine's hand tightens around her folder. Nancy, the woman who used to manage the Brown family's finances. She was there when the family fund began. When the paychecks from filming, the business profits, and the property sales were all shared under one promise. Equal share, equal trust. But Nancy was also the one who vanished suddenly 2 years ago. No explanations, no goodbye. Nancy walks to the stand, heels clicking softly, face unreadable. She swears in, sits, and folds her hands on her lap. "Ms. Whitmore," the lawyer begins, "you were in charge of managing the Brown family accounts for several years, correct?" "Yes," Nancy replies. "From 2012 to 2023. And during that time, who had primary access to the accounts?" Nancy glances briefly at Kody. "Kody did." "All transactions were cleared through him?" Kody shifts uncomfortably. "That's because I was the legal head of the household," he mutters. Nancy doesn't look away. "You were also the only one who changed the passwords." Murmurs ripple through the courtroom. Janelle's chest tightens. She knew Kody had control, but she didn't know how much. The lawyer paces slowly. "Miss Whitmore, can you explain what happened in 2021? Nancy inhales deeply. "That's when Kody instructed me to begin transferring assets." He said it was temporary, for tax purposes. But months later, I realized everything had been rerouted into an entity under Robyn's name. Robyn's eyes go wide. That's not true. Nancy turns to her. I have emails, dates, documents. You signed half of them. The judge raises her hand. Order. Janelle watches as Robyn's face pales. The betrayal spreads across the room like wildfire. Christine lowers her head, whispering to herself. Then Nancy's voice softens. I tried to warn Janelle. I sent her a message through a mutual friend, but it never reached her. Janelle blinks. You what? Nancy nods. I didn't know at the time, but the message was intercepted. Deleted from your shared communication account, Kody's lawyer objects, speculation. But Janelle's attorney stands tall. Your Honor, we can verify that with digital forensics. The pattern matches previous message deletions. The judge nods slowly. Continue. Janelle looks at Kody, her eyes wet but steady. You stopped me from finding out? Kody exhales hard. It wasn't like that. You don't understand what I was trying to do. Christine's voice cuts through. Then explain it, Kody. Explain how protecting the family means lying to the people you swore to love. He slams his fist on the table. You think I wanted this? You think I asked for this chaos? The room goes silent. Sometimes, the loudest man in the room is the one most afraid of the truth. Janelle sits back, her pulse pounding. You didn't want chaos, she says quietly. You created it. You just didn't think we'd have the courage to stand against it. The tension tightens until the judge intervenes. Let's proceed with evidence. Nancy hands over a small USB drive. The clerk connects it to a screen. Rows of digital statements appear. Transfers, signatures, timestamps. Janelle's name fades from the accounts, line by line, replaced by Robyn's. Robyn's voice cracks. I thought you were protecting me, not... She stops, tears choking her words. Kody closes his eyes, jaw clenched. It was temporary. Janelle's whisper cuts him off. Then why didn't you ever change it back? The silence feels endless. The judge finally speaks. These transfers establish intent, Mr. Brown. You deliberately removed your other wives from the financial structure without their knowledge. That's not faith. That's fraud. Gasps echo. Christine covers her mouth. Even Mary looks shaken. Nancy steps down, her eyes on Janelle. I'm sorry, she says quietly. I should have come forward sooner. Janelle nods, voice low but resolute. You did now. That's what matters, recess is called. Everyone exhales at once, like they'd been holding their breath for hours. Outside the courtroom, Christine corners Kody. You broke all of us for one woman. Was that your plan? Kody snaps. I was trying to keep the family together. Janelle laughs bitterly. No, you were trying to keep control. He turns to her, eyes wild. You think you were perfect? You started pulling away years ago, Janelle. You gave up on me first. Her tone doesn't waver. I didn't give up. I got tired of begging for respect. Respect isn't given in polygamy. It's fought for in silence until someone finally breaks it aloud. Christine steps closer. You had all of us believing we were equals. You used our faith to cage us. Robyn looks down, whispering, I didn't know about the money. Christine turns sharply. You didn't ask about the money. The tension is electric, grief and anger tangled like storm clouds. Then the bailiff's voice echoes down the hall. Back inside, please. They return to their seats. Kody looks smaller now, older somehow. His lawyer flips through pages nervously. The judge clears her throat. Mr. Brown, this court will hear closing statements for today. Before we adjourn, do you have anything to say? Kody hesitates. His voice, when it comes, is barely above a whisper. I did what I thought was right. I was trying to protect what I built. I didn't mean to hurt them. Christine scoffs quietly. You built a house of cards. You just didn't expect us to walk away. The judge slams her gavel once. Enough. She looks directly at Kody. Tomorrow, we hear from one last witness. Someone who claims to have first-hand knowledge of the motive behind these transfers. I suggest you prepare yourself. Court adjourns. The tension doesn't fade. It lingers like smoke. As everyone filters out, Janelle stays seated. She watches the empty witness stand, her heart still heavy. Christine touches her shoulder. You did good today. Janelle shakes her head. It doesn't feel good. It feels final. Christine sighs. Maybe final is what we need. They walk toward the exit, sunlight spilling through tall windows. Outside, reporters wait like vultures. Questions fly, cameras flash. But Janelle keeps walking, eyes forward. She whispers under her breath, tomorrow, we end this. Sometimes, the only closure you get is the strength to stop explaining your pain. As they reach the parking lot, Robyn calls out softly, Janelle, I didn't know. I swear I didn't. Janelle stops, turns halfway. Then maybe it's time you start knowing what's been happening right in front of you. Robyn's tears fall freely. Kody stands a few steps behind, silent, shoulders heavy. Christine opens the car door. Come on, we've got a long day tomorrow. The drive away from the courthouse is quiet. Janelle stares out the window, the city blurring past, her reflection fading in and out of the glass. Her phone buzzes once. Unknown number. A text. She opens it slowly. We need to talk. I know what Kody's been hiding. Meet me before court tomorrow. Her hand trembles. The number isn't saved, but she recognizes it instantly. It's Mary. The message ends with a single line. He wasn't just moving money, Janelle. He was moving people. Janelle's heart stops. Christine glances at her. What's wrong? Janelle swallows hard. Tomorrow's going to change everything. The car disappears down the road, the sun setting behind them, and the truth waiting just ahead. Hold on, because the next witness isn't coming to testify. She's coming to expose everything. The next morning, the courthouse buzzes with whispers. Something feels different, heavier. Cameras cluster outside, journalists murmuring about a new revelation. Inside, the energy is taut. Everyone knows this isn't just another day. Janelle enters with Christine clutching her phone, the message from Mary replaying in her mind. He wasn't just moving money. He was moving people. Kody's already there, his posture stiff, jaw clenched tight. Robyn sits beside him, eyes swollen from crying. She keeps glancing toward the door, waiting for Mary, the woman who's been silent for weeks. When Mary finally arrives, every head turns. She looks different, calm, composed, but with a quiet fire behind her eyes. She walks straight to the front, ignoring Kody's attempt to make eye contact. The judge calls the room to order. Mrs. Brown, she says, you've requested to speak as a witness for the prosecution. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, Mary says, voice steady. Kody frowns. What are you doing? Mary doesn't look at him. Telling the truth. The courtroom falls silent. Mary takes a stand. The microphone crackles softly as she sits. The attorney steps forward. Mrs. Brown, can you explain your statement that Mr. Brown was moving people? Mary nods. Yes. It started a year ago, before the accounts were transferred. Kody told me he was helping some friends relocate, former members of our community who'd fallen on hard times. I believed him. She pauses, eyes lowering. But later, I found out those friends weren't strangers. They were our old business partners, the ones who helped him set up the trust in Robyn's name. Christine gasps quietly. Janelle's lips press together. The attorney continues, so you're saying he used personal funds under the guise of charity to move associates involved in the transfers? Mary's voice tightens. Yes. He used family money to pay them off. To make them disappear before anyone started asking questions, Kody's face flushes. That's a lie. Mary turns sharply toward him. Is it? Because I still have the bank slips, Kody. You forgot to delete the copies from our shared folder, the audience murmurs. The judge bangs the gavel. Quiet in the courtroom, Mary continues, her voice trembling slightly now. I wanted to believe you were just confused. That maybe you were trying to protect the family. But when I confronted you, Kody interrupts. You don't know what you're talking about. Mary's eyes flash. I saw the wire transfers. You sent thousands to names I didn't recognize, all connected to the trust. You said it was for consultation fees, but you were paying them to rewrite history. Truth doesn't knock. It breaks the door open when you least expect it. Christine leans forward. You mean he was covering tracks? Mary nods. Exactly. Every transaction, every name, every favor, all designed to make it look like we agreed to the financial shift. But none of us ever signed. Janelle exhales, anger bubbling beneath her calm surface. So all of this was planned. Kody slams his hand down. Stop twisting everything. You think I wanted to deceive you? I built this family. I carried all of you. Christine's voice rises. You carried us? You controlled us. The judge raises her voice. Order. Silence again. The tension in the air is thick enough to taste. The attorney places a new set of documents on the table. Mary's evidence. Bank slips, email chains, and something else. An unsigned letter. Mrs. Brown, the attorney says, can you identify this letter? Mary looks at it, her voice soft. It's the letter Kody wrote me last year. He said he was thinking about leaving all of us. But now I realize it wasn't a confession. It was a test. He wanted to see which one of us would still fight for him. Janelle's stomach twists. Christine whispers, he played all of us? Mary continues. He told me Robyn was the only one who still believed in the vision. That we were emotionally unfit for plural marriage? Robyn shakes her head, crying. I never said that. Mary turns to her, eyes glistening. You didn't have to. You just watched him tear us apart and said nothing. The judge interrupts softly. Mrs. Brown, what changed your mind about testifying today? Mary takes a deep breath. Because yesterday, when I saw Janelle and Christine finally stand up for themselves, I realized silence makes you part of the lie. The courtroom is dead still. Sometimes the moment you speak the truth is the first time you hear your own voice. Kody leans forward, voice low and shaking. You're destroying this family for nothing. Mary looks right at him. No, Kody. You destroyed it when you started keeping secrets from the people who trusted you most. Christine wipes a tear. Janelle's eyes are fixed on Kody. Not with anger now, but with disappointment so deep, it almost hurts to look at her. The judge clears her throat. This evidence is sufficient to reopen the financial misconduct review. The court will reconvene tomorrow to determine criminal implications. A buzz fills the courtroom. Reporters exchange glances. Kody's lawyer gathers papers in panic. Janelle stands slowly. So, this is who you are, she says quietly. Not a husband. Not a leader. Just a man afraid to lose control. Kody turns toward her, desperation flickering across his face. Janelle, please. She shakes her head. Don't. You can't pray your way out of what you did. When love dies quietly, truth becomes the only sound left. The judge adjourns. As everyone begins to leave, Mary approaches Janelle. There's more, she whispers. Janelle frowns. More? Mary nods. I didn't put everything on record. There's something I found in one of his old folders. Something about Christine. Christine turns, startled. About me? Mary glances toward Kody, who's speaking frantically with his lawyer. Not here, she says. Meet me tonight. Janelle hesitates. You sure this is safe? Mary's eyes darken. Not really. But if I'm right, this doesn't end in court. It ends where it started. Our with us. That night, the three women meet in a quiet cafe far from the courthouse. The hum of conversations fades as they sit in a corner booth, heads close. Mary slides a folder across the table. Inside, handwritten notes, property maps, and an old legal draft dated 5 years ago. Christine picks it up, confusion flooding her face. This is a custody petition, she says slowly. But this has my name on it, filed by Kody. Mary nods. He tried to claim guardianship over your kids when you left. Said you were emotionally unstable and that the lifestyle change was harmful to them. It never reached court because he withdrew it before you found out. Christine's hands tremble. He tried to take my children? Tears fill her eyes. All this time, I thought he just wanted to win an argument. He was trying to erase me. Betrayal doesn't always come with anger. Sometimes it comes disguised as love. Janelle reaches across the table, her hand steady on Christine's. He doesn't win this time. Not with any of us. Mary looks down at her coffee, voice quiet. We let him divide us for too long. We thought if we stayed calm, it would keep the peace. But peace built on lies isn't peace. It's a prison. Christine wipes her tears, her voice firm again. Then tomorrow, we show the world who he really is. They leave together under the glow of the streetlights. For the first time, there's no awkward silence between them, only unity. The next morning, Kody wakes to a storm of media coverage. The headlines flash across every screen. Sister wives. Showdown, fraud and family betrayal allegations explode in court. He slams his phone down. They think they can destroy me with gossip? Robyn stands by the window, eyes swollen. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe you already did. He looks at her, the last ally he thought he had. But even she's slipping away now. The sound of his phone buzzing again fills the room. A message, no name, just words that make his blood run cold. You can't hide from the truth, Kody. Not anymore, he deletes it quickly, but his hands shake. He knows that number. It's from someone who shouldn't have it. Someone from the past he buried. The deeper you bury secrets, the louder they scream when they surface. At the courthouse, Christine, Janelle, and Mary walk side by side. Cameras flash, reporters shout questions, but they keep walking, shoulders squared, unbroken. Today isn't just about justice. It's about reclaiming their voices. As they enter the courtroom, Kody looks up, his expression unreadable. The bailiff calls for silence. Next witness, the judge says. Kody's lawyer stands. Your Honor, the defense calls Pastor Thomas Grant. Christine's eyes widen. No, not him, Mary whispers. Who is he? Janelle answers quietly. He's the one who officiated our covenant ceremony. The one who told us our marriage was forever, as long as we followed Kody. The pastor walks in, a calm smile on his face. But when he looks at Kody, it's not kindness in his eyes. It's regret. He takes the stand, swears in, and says the words that make the entire room go still. I'm here to testify that Kody Brown paid me to falsify documents. And I have proof. Gasps fill the courtroom. Kody's face drains of color. Christine whispers, it's over. But Mary shakes her head slowly. No, this is just the beginning. Hold your breath, because the next truth isn't about money. It's about who Kody really is. The courtroom feels colder today, not because of the air conditioning, but because of what's about to be said. The sisters sit apart now, Robyn on one end, eyes red from crying. Christine, stone-faced. Janelle, shoulders back, steady but distant. Kody sits in the middle, his tie loosened, his jaw tight like he's fighting the urge to explode. The judge clears his throat. Mrs. Brown. Christine, please continue your statement. Christine stands, holding a trembling paper in her hand. For years, I believed love meant obedience. I believed sharing a husband was strength. But it wasn't strength, it was silence. And silence is the cruelest prison. Every word hits Kody like a hammer. He looks down, tapping his pen over and over, a rhythm of guilt, denial, and fury. Christine continues, voice breaking. When I finally spoke up, he didn't hear me. He didn't want to. He told me love was loyalty. But it was really control. He made me feel like leaving was betrayal. But tell me, Your Honor, is it betrayal to save yourself? Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Robyn buries her face in her hands. Sometimes the loudest truth is the one whispered through tears. Janelle shifts in her seat, her jaw tightening. She's not wrong, she murmurs, almost to herself. The judge turns toward her. Would you like to speak, Mrs. Brown? She hesitates, a deep breath, eyes darting to Kody. Yes. I think it's time. Janelle walks up, voice firm but shaking at the edges. When we built that house together, we called it our forever home. But forever ended the moment Kody started choosing who mattered most. It wasn't just about love, it was about power. And I watched him use it like a weapon. Kody interrupts, voice rising. That's not fair. You all agreed to this life? You knew what it meant to share? Janelle turns sharply, locking eyes with him. Share? You stopped sharing the moment you started hiding your heart. You made us feel like backup options in a life that was supposed to be equal. When love turns into a scoreboard, everyone loses. Robyn wipes her tears, whispering, I didn't want this. I never wanted to be the reason they left. Christine finally looks at her. Then why didn't you stop him? The courtroom falls silent again. Robyn opens her mouth but can't find words. The pain on her face is raw, real. Almost enough to make Christine pause. Almost. The judge sighs, rubbing his temples. This isn't just a custody case anymore. It's a collapse outside. Reporters crowd the courthouse steps, waiting for a headline. Inside, the Browns are unraveling. Not as a family, but as fragments of what used to be one. Kody stands suddenly, voice trembling between anger and heartbreak. Do you think this is easy for me? You think I wanted this? I tried to keep this family together. I sacrificed everything for you. Christine fires back. You didn't sacrifice, Kody. You controlled. You wanted loyalty, not love. The words echo, sharp, final. Truth doesn't heal immediately, but it always cuts clean. The judge calls for a recess, and the family disperses, each to their own corner of silence. Christine leans against the hallway wall, her breath shallow, tears streaming but unashamed. Janelle joins her, their eyes meeting, a quiet understanding between two women who survived the same storm. Robyn lingers by the door, torn between guilt and love. Kody stares through the glass window, watching them, the wives who once believed in his promise, now united only by the pain he caused. The sound of camera shutters outside grows louder. The world is watching, but for once, none of them care. As they prepare to return to the courtroom, Janelle whispers, "It's time we stop surviving and start fighting." Christine nods. Then let's make sure he finally hears us. Because when silence breaks, everything else will too. The courtroom is silent when they return from recess. The air feels thicker now, charged with something unseen, like lightning before it strikes. Janelle and Christine sit together this time, a silent alliance forming between them. Robyn keeps her distance, eyes red, mascara smudged, and Kody. He looks like a man who's finally realizing he's losing the war he started. The judge glances over his glasses. "Mr. Brown, you may take the stand." Kody exhales sharply, adjusts his tie, and steps forward. The sound of his shoes against the wooden floor echoes like thunder. For a moment, everyone watches him, waiting to see which version of Kody will appear. The husband, the leader, or the man who broke everything he touched. He places his hand on the Bible, swears the oath, and takes a seat. His eyes flick toward Christine, then away just as fast. "Mr. Brown," the judge begins. "You've heard accusations of manipulation, neglect, and emotional abuse. Do you wish to respond?" Kody leans forward, voice calm but trembling. "Yes, Your Honor. I do." He pauses, looking at each of his wives. Once his partners, now his accusers. "Everything I did for love. I didn't control them. I guided them. I gave them structure when they were lost." Christine lets out a hollow laugh. "Structure? You mean silence. You mean control." Disguised as unity, Janelle nods slowly. "You told us love had rules. But the only rule was obey Kody. When love starts to sound like an order, it stops being love." Kody's composure begins to crack. His voice rises, raw and defensive. "You don't know what it's like to carry that responsibility. To be the glue that holds everyone together while they tear you apart. I loved you all, even when you stopped loving me." Robyn whispers, "You didn't love us equally. You loved the image of yourself surrounded by us." The words hit him like a blow. He turns to her, eyes burning. "Robyn, not you too." But she doesn't flinch. "Yes, me too. Because I believed in this family. I believed in you. But you used my loyalty to divide them." The courtroom feels like it's shrinking. Every truth is a dagger, every silence a wound. Pain is louder when it's shared. The judge raises his hand. "Enough shouting. We're here to understand the truth." He looks at Kody. "Mr. Brown, Have you ever threatened or coerced your wives emotionally or financially? Kody hesitates. No, I've never. Christine stands suddenly, voice sharp as glass. That's a lie. The judge turns. Mrs. Brown, you'll have your turn. But she doesn't stop. He told me if I left, I'd lose everything. That the children would turn against me. That God would punish me. Does that sound like love to you? Kody's fists clench. You're twisting my words. Christine steps closer, trembling with fury. Your words twisted me for years, until I couldn't even recognize myself anymore. The silence that follows is unbearable. The audience, the reporters, even the judge, all frozen in the weight of what's been said. Sometimes, the hardest truth isn't what's spoken. It's what everyone already knows. Robyn wipes her tears and looks up, her voice barely a whisper. There's something else. Everyone turns toward her. Christine and Janelle exchange a glance, unsure. Kody freezes, his eyes narrowing. Robyn, he says slowly. Don't. She stands. No, I have to. I can't live with it anymore. The judge nods. Go ahead, Mrs. Brown. Her hands tremble as she speaks. 2 years ago, before Christine left, Kody asked me to file something on his behalf. A transfer of property from Christine's name to his. He said it was just for legal clarity, that it would protect the family assets. But it wasn't about protection. It was about control. He wanted everything under his name. Christine gasps. Janelle's face goes pale. Kody's mouth opens, but no sound comes out. The truth doesn't destroy families. Secrets do? The courtroom erupts. Reporters whisper, pens scratching. The judge slams his gavel. Order, order. Christine covers her mouth, eyes filling with tears. You took my home? Kody shakes his head, voice cracking. It wasn't like that. Then tell me what it was like, she shouts. The judge leans back, exhaling heavily. Mr. Brown, is this true? Kody lowers his gaze, silent for a long time. Then, barely audible, yes. The sound of that one word shatters the room. Robyn sobs quietly. Janelle looks away. Christine closes her eyes, as if she's finally hearing the confession she's been waiting years for. A single truth can burn down 1,000 lies. The judge clears his throat. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning. I suggest everyone reflect on what's been said today. As everyone begins to leave, Christine lingers. She turns to Kody, voice soft but broken. I used to think you were my strength. But you were just my cage? She walks out, leaving him standing alone, surrounded by empty seats, empty promises, and the echo of everything he's lost. Outside, cameras flash. The world finally sees the truth. Not the polished family on TV, but the fractured souls behind the smiles. Inside, Kody sits down, staring at his trembling hands. It wasn't supposed to end like this, he mutters. Robyn's voice breaks the silence. Maybe it never began the way you thought it did. And for the first time, Kody realizes, love built on fear never survives the truth.